Okay. And good morning and good afternoon, folks. My name is Michael Filighera. I am with TradersHelpingTraders.com and LogicalSignals.com. And I've got my first one. And so that you guys understand what my basis is, I am a day trader and I trade primarily in the NASDAQ and the S&P. Now, what I do is I do analyze. And so let's start because we have ANGO, which is Angiodynamics Inc. And so what I would be giving you is a quick Elliott look. So let me just kind of go out to what I got as far as maximum. So this stock has actually been around for a little while, or maybe where it started is like 2005. And so we got about 20 years, and it's done one big sideways move and with a nice run up. Now, if I had to take it from this high down to that low, it looks like it was five down, which means it's completing. But this is turning into an ABC up. So it could be needing another leg down. Um, but let me bring it in to a little bit closer. See, this is all like three wave-ish. One, two, three, and then we got a four that hasn't overlapped. So it could still be alive. It should participate actually, and I'm not sure what angiodynamics. I'm going to say that's something to do with heart, working with the heart, and so it's kind of stuck right now between the 50 period moving average on the weekly chart and the 200 period moving average. It's kind of bouncing back and forth. You have a chance that it could run back up and test that upside um, moving average. And see what it did before. It broke above it and then gave it back. So, but this is a weekly chart. I can bring it down again, and I'll be right with you guys. I'll get those other ones going. Um, yeah. Again, it follows the market up in a rally, and then it falls back down quickly, which kind of tells me it's like it had no business being up there if they're so quick to sell out. And so again, a little bit strange. Sometimes I bring it down and I put it on a line chart, so I take away the fluff. Or, there's the spikes. One, two, three. That's three up. And now it's kind of coming down in five. And that would be, it's going to be one, two, one, two. It could be done there. And yeah, it would be a small failure, but I would be looking for it. If it breaks above 912, I think that could be probably a good place to get on because it should go quick. If it holds there and turns lower, then it's going to leave this as basically three up, which tells you you're going to get more downside. So the way I could read this, it could be one, two, three, four. It could be like working five down, and this is a small four, and we got one more down. And in that case, you're going to be looking probably to 7.5 to 806. That would be my quick analysis there for angiodynamics. Um, okay, now IONQ. All right. Um, again, going out to my monthly maximum so I can see how long this stock's only been around since 2021. And again, not sure what they do, but all these new guys. I think it might have a shot at getting above 46.91 or 47.91, which is the current high. Let me put this back on a candle. Yeah, see, that was a big bar, and then it kind of came down, but it came down in three. So you got one, two, three. This is a four. It should put in one more upside. I can give you a very quick process of where it could come in. 100% is 44.58, but you're looking for it to go above there and actually looking for it to go above there. So 1.618 is 50.68, which technically on a closing basis would be a new high, but on a spike basis, you needed to get above 55. And so, come on, there you go. So 2.618 would be 60, and that would actually fulfill that, but that would be quite the push. So if this particular company or this stock reacts and goes with like the S&P, there is a fair chance that the S&P will again shortly, as well as the markets, I believe, will begin to move higher. We're working on finishing up a corrective uh, phase in the indexes, and if it comes down, particularly if this one follows the Nasdaq or is a member of the Nasdaq, then I kind of would be looking for it to finish up this little pullback. Maybe it goes maybe it goes below 34.70 again, possibly not, but I would be looking for it to kind of put in a low above 31.50 and then participating with the market in the next rally that's going to happen. And then that, if it follows, I'm looking for the NASDAQ to go to new all-time highs. That would include, if this one were to follow the NASDAQ, it also might get to new all-time highs. And that would be anything above 50.68 up to 55, and maybe as high as 60. Now, these are Fibonacci levels. Stock's never been up here, so it's not a guarantee that that's where it's going to go. But if it's moving up in a rally, then you're going to want to count from this low or wherever it puts in the low. You want to see 5 waves. So it's got to develop up in 5 waves. So this is the first one, the second there's wave three, which was nice. And then this is an ABC four, which also kind of fits very cleanly. Let me do one more here, and I can tell you if it looks good. Yeah, it actually is very good. If this is a four, it came down and held above the 50% marker, which it should. Um, and so that, yeah, I think it's probably a decent time for it to kind of turn and start to participate more to the upside. But again, I don't know what sector it's in. I don't know, if it's following along with the Nasdaq. So as the Nasdaq goes up, it goes up. If Nasdaq goes down, it goes down, which would be make it a part of a basket somewhere. So that is that one. Coin. Coin is the difficult one. Wow, made a new all-time high back in July. So this one gets pegged along with Bitcoin, obviously. And as Bitcoin rallies, it will rally. Bitcoin has now come off, well, basically about what, $8,000, $10,000 from its high, and that's going to pull this down. But if I had to, one, two, three, four, five, it could be one of five, or it could be the whole move. Now that's a weekly. If I bring it down to the daily, yeah, you can see it. One, two, one, two, three, four, five, a three, four, one, two, three, four, five, a five. Yeah, it did a nice five up. And now that doesn't look good. So I would say that it's an ABC down. And what you're going to do is you can put fibs here to look for retracements on what this can do. And right now it's come to 50%. And I think it looks like it's going to want to come down here. Now, also what you need to figure out, because I don't have a long-term count on this, because I've just not done it, but from off of that low, which would be 2022, which was a good low to catch it. One, two, one, two, three, four, five, three, four, one, two. Yeah. Oh, that kind of did, but you have to allow it. Huh. That one was a little bit weird. That low should not have taken out that low. So it does present its challenges, but I would think that it's still got one, two, three, either that or I got to do this. One, two, two, three, four, five, three, four, One, two, one, two, three, one, two, one, two. Nah, one of three, two of three, one. No, see, none of this works because that's five up and it comes down and five. So it's either A, B, C with an irregular B wave. And now you're working the five, but it's already completed five. So again, if it holds here, then you're going to do another five up. And that would make sense to me because I think Bitcoin has got more upside to do before it has any stronger pullbacks. So, yeah, but to see that gap, nasty. So this follows Bitcoin pretty much to the T. Um, but I say if it can hold here, it could rally back up to here and maybe drop again. So it does have downside and upside potential. So I don't know. I don't trade it and I don't follow it. So, and after coin, we have FETH, Fidelity Ethereum. So this is another one that's dependent on Bitcoin. Yeah, again, even on this chart, it's five up. One, two, three. Wow. Okay. Nasdaq's falling out of bed. One, two, three, four, five, three, four. One, two. Yeah, this has done a total of five up. So small one, two, three, four, five is a good third. That's the fourth, and then one, two, three, four, five. So this is finished five ups, and it needs three down, and that looks like this is just going to be either a one of A or A, and that's the B, and you're looking for a C wave. So you can do your retracements pretty simple. You're just going from that low to this high. And you can see 236 is 39.73, 382 is 34.91. If this is just a straight wave two, if this is only wave one of a new, upward, bull move, then you're looking for an ABC down. And whether it's going to be a wave two or yeah, because if it's just a normal smaller correction, then 382. If it's going to be like a wave two, you've got different fibs that can go along with it, 50% to 62%. Would be more fitting into that. I wouldn't want to see it below there, but there's the previous fourth wave within this move. Yeah, this is a fourth wave, and that's 786. I mean, there's a lot of points where it can come back to. I could find stronger support right here at 34.91 to 35. That should provide some good support as well, along with 39.73. And since they're dependent on what's happening in Ethereum and in Bitcoin, there's your what you've got to follow along with. But they're both looking like they need to correct more. So on that, and I know you put some more in, George. I'll be right back with you. So let's go look at ITW. Illinois Tool. Okay. I just want to go real quick. Wow, this one's been around forever and a day. Look at that rally. This goes back to 1987. This has like been an incredible rally. And to think that it just continues to climb has to go along with whatever it's doing and how it can maintain its profitability. Um, Let me come down to let me just see. Let me 5 year. Did a big three down into March. Okay, so this would have been April the 7th. This was the first round of tariffs, all the threats, and this was the bounce out of that. Now, interestingly, uh, I need to bring this in a little bit more. One, two, one, two. Yeah, see, it's a difficult pattern. Let me go to my line chart. That'd be one, that would be two. One, two, three. one or three, two or three. Yeah, I think it still has a lot of room to go up. Now, bringing it back out of there and putting it back on a bar chart or a candle. Um, Fair chance since it's probably moving along with the industrial um, and the S&P. So fair chance that it also will go to an additional new high. But you're going to look for the development here of it's got to keep moving in five waves up. If that changes in any way, like from here, since that basically was a new all-time high, and this could be the A down and ABC up, and it still needs a C wave down. And that would be more in line with what it needs to follow in the other indices. But in those other indices, like the S&P, the NASDAQ, and the Dow, I believe that they're finishing. They're finishing that corrective phase down. And so that might have been it. And now it's back to rallying, but it fails, gets up there and it fails along with the markets. So, but I think that once the markets turn and they're going to be moving higher with more consistency, and that could start as early as tomorrow, by the way. We're waiting for uh, Jerome Powell. And if he says something that's going to be more dovish rather than hawkish, then the market will respond. And so we'll see. But right now, I think, yes, there should be more upside. If it's going to follow with the indexes, then I say that it needs one more new high. And if you were looking to try to figure out what that high would be, I need to come back. Uh, I'd have to go something like this. You start and you do extensions and you put it over here. That's weird. Yeah. So you're looking at there. So it's new highs, but I don't know, kind of gets compacted. I don't know how high it's going to get, but I would say follows the market. And right now the market's correcting, so it may have a little bit more to go. But I think if we can get down there today, we should have a really strong chance that that's all done. And we turn. All right. SILJ. Okay, and this one, Amplify Junior Silver Miners. I'm really not a miners fan, George, as you probably have heard from me prior, because I know that you do come onto several. Um, I think it's not a bad way, and silver certainly has been on fire lately. And so, but if that's the low, and it could be an ABC up, or if it's uh, yeah, it looks like it is. Or if this is all of one and that's a two, and see, that shouldn't come down that far. So it has to be counted like an A, and that's a B, and we're working a C wave. Now, if this follows silver, and again, to the difficulty in trying to pick a mining stock that's going to go percentage-wise equal to what silver is doing is very difficult because I think these miners, the big thing for me is getting a miner that their cost to mine is low enough that that they can make money at silver priced here and silver priced higher or lower. And if their cost to mine is low enough, then as silver goes, they're going to be, this should rally a lot stronger. But if they're a newer silver mine, um, and they've just really, struck a vein and they're able to get it out of the ground, um, then their cost might be a lot higher, which is what holds them back. Um, but I would say that, because I am looking for silver to do one more thrust up, I really am. I think silver can easily should get above 40 once it gets going. And like today, it's up 30 cents against gold being down. Platinum's up. But I would think next stop here is back above 38, closer to 39, and then 40, and then 42, 45, and then it goes way up. It goes to 48, and then you're above 50. I know there's some that are calling for silver to go to 60 to $70 an ounce. So, but yeah, I would keep it. I definitely would keep it. And if you have a profit, just use a stop. Put a stop in that's going to guarantee that you get something out of this. Or if it's a long-term hold, well, then you know what you're doing. And BMNR. Bitmine immersion. Wow, this is like a newbie. This has been around since June. Wow. Bring it down to the daily and see what this looks like. Boy, and it doesn't really trade all that much. Bring it down to the hourly. Nice rally. And it's correcting. I'm not sure what they do, George, but they're reacting to this decline in the markets. And Bitcoin's down 2,100. So I don't know when you say Bitmine immersion, thinking that it's something, but it's following the markets. So maybe it needs to put a new low below this one, which is 47. So if I'm looking at this, let me bring it down here, 15-minute. One, two, three. This could be the third, four, and that could be the fifth, but still you need it to get below that low. If it puts in a new low, then I think that's a good deal. Then you might look for it to turn into rally up. You see, even my 15 minutes a little bit oversold, and the hourly is getting oversold. The moving averages now that we've broken below that 200, they are kind of in alignment to go down versus up. So you needed to kind of hold and then to turn and to get these to turn up. And they all need to be above that 200. The magenta is 200. This brown is the 50. The blue is the 20. And the yellow is the 8. And all of them are in alignment to go down right now. But that can change. That definitely can change. All right. You're welcome. And oh, spiders. Spiders, interesting that you should ask about spiders. Um, I do them. I do spiders. And I'm going to share with you that there's a company that's called Spot Gamma, and what they do is they plot and they have models that show you where, because it's the options trading, obviously, that's going to be in control of the spiders rather than all the underlying that sits in this ETF, which is the S&P 500. So those gamma levels, volatility triggers, and all of these things really do control what happens to these stocks. For example, yesterday, this broke the volatility trigger, and you see what happens. It forces the adjustment of the position. And with the volatility trigger, when you're breaking it coming down the market, it's signaling that the market's going to be switching from risk on trading to risk off trading. So risk off trading is selling, risk on trading is buying. So if that switches, which it did again today, you see that they came down, they broke it, they dropped it down, but then whomever came in and they bought it back up, getting it back above 636, which is that level, and you see it kind of popped. Then it went back down and now it broke and now it's sinking further. So the next level in for the spiders of any importance is 630. And below that at 620. And then there's stronger support down at 610, which then could finish here in this market. I'm just looking for it to get down below there. So actually, I don't even need that. I can just keep it on an hourly chart. I need it to get down below there. You see that's 619, and I've got support down below at 610. So right now it's come down to the 618, but it need more because that doesn't complete the move. And so it ran up to put in a little correction. And now it's kind of coming back down again. So again, if it breaks below 633, 632, it's going to shove it down to 630, I believe. And if it breaks there, then you've got some support on a fib basis at 624. But stronger support lies below And I need the move to come down and go below that A wave to put in the fourth wave down here. So how I'm viewing this is it's like it's in a minute fourth wave. And what is in there is that it goes up but it broke above that high. So it's an irregular B wave. So when you're doing your Fibonacci to come back down, what gets related is that this did not get the full bore on the way up, but it came, it is still an irregular. So I'm looking for it to get down below there, below 619. That pretty much I feel it needs. But because it went above about 9, coming down an additional 9 puts it at 610.